There's a program you might want to be involved in, or your organization might want to be involved in, and soon you'll be hearing more and more about it, and that is the Strengthening Families program through Purdue Extension. Joining us in the studio is Jan Dougan. She is the director of the local Purdue Extension office, Du Bois County, and she is the Health and Human Sciences educator for Purdue Extension. Jan, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Bill.
And you know, we do a lot of shows on nutrition.
Yes, we do.
But this is a program that, in a way, is a nutrition for the mind. And that would be Strengthening Families. And we've talked before about families sometimes need, and I'm reluctant to use the word education because sometimes that can scare people. But, you know, we need to learn sometimes about how to be better parents. Mm-hmm. Or kids maybe learn how to understand their parents more. Isn't that what this program's about?
So Strengthening Families is about taking a family wherever they are and just making it a stronger family. This is an evidence-based curriculum. It was developed by our land-grant university, Iowa State University, and it's really all about engaging families and helping them to grow and become stronger, helping them to communicate better, helping parents understand love and limits and how to utilize that in parenting. It provides tools for the parent's toolbox on how to talk to your teen, your adolescent, because we're targeting families in our communities that have children ages 10 to 14. So, you know, when you think about child development and you think about what's happening during those 10 to 14 years, I mean, that's when some kids are pushing their parents away. Mm-hmm. That's when they start to want to become more independent and they want to push their parents away. I remember my daughters not wanting me at the school dances anymore, not wanting me to volunteer at school anymore, you know. And that's really normal behavior. And for parents to understand that, but for parents to also understand how they can still connect with their children is really important. So the program I think it's going to be a fantastic program. Purdue Extension last year sponsored community forums all throughout the state of Indiana. And one of the takeaways from the community forums when we asked people, how can Purdue Extension provide education, how can Purdue Extension address issues that we're dealing with in our communities? And the Strengthening Families program was an answer to some of the concerns and issues that people who came to those forums had about Indiana and Hoosier families. So Purdue has invested money in training facilitators. We have, I believe, 8 teams across the state of Indiana, and there are 3 individuals in a team, and they've invested money in training. All 3 of the facilitators from Du Bois County have participated in a 3-day intensive training to offer this program. We are now certified facilitators, so we can provide this program. And it's a partnership in our county with Purdue Extension and Crisis Connection. And we are going to be offering this program. We're looking for groups, organizations, agencies, churches, schools that want to partner with us to provide this program.
And this is a program that you will go and run the program for them? Yes. Who comes to this? How does the program work? Okay. Because this is kind of like a new thing, right? I mean,
well, actually, it's new. It's new again. Let's say it's new again. Several years ago, the Strengthening Families 10 through 14 program was provided here in our county. And then as what happens, facilitators change jobs or people move away. And so then it hadn't been provided for a while. So now this is refocusing on offering this program. This is a commitment on the part of the families and on the part of the organization that we partner with and the facilitators, because it's a 7-week program. But you know what? If you want to really work on strengthening your family, it's something that you have to work at for a little bit of time. If families are struggling because they're not communicating, if families are arguing all the time, if there's a lot of yelling going on in your family, and you know that happens with teens and adolescents, right? You've had them.
That's kind of normal.
You've been there. Yeah. I've been there. We know that kind of thing happens, but you know, if we don't learn skills to better manage that, it can get out of control. And that's what we want to help, provide those skills to the youth so the youth understand parents' perspective, and to the parents so they understand the youth perspective and give them tools for their toolbox that can work.
Now, this is a 7-week course. It's not just for parents, and it is not just for the kids. It is for the family.
That's right.
How will a typical night be? And this really could just be a fun family night. You need to make it a fun family event each week for 7 weeks.
You know, I don't know if anybody out there viewing has game board night with their families, and they sit down and they turn the TV off and they have game board night, and they have so much fun with that, and they're like, why don't we do this more often? It was so much fun. I know our family, when we get together at the holidays, that's one of the highlights of our holidays, is that playing those games together and really having some fun with each other. And I think the Strengthening Families program can provide that kind of format, because what we're asking is that the youth ages 10 through 14 and the parents both come to the program. At first, we're going to feed them a light supper. So let's say pizza, fresh fruit. You know, we got to make it healthy, Bill, right?
You got to have fruit and vegetables on half the plate.
Right. So we'll offer that healthy meal up. And then the first hour, the kids will meet with the youth facilitators, and it's an activity-based curriculum, so it's learning by having some fun while we're learning. And the parents will meet with the parent facilitator, and it's activity-based for them, so they're going to be involved in doing things to learn more about themselves and their parenting skills. And then we're going to bring the parents and the youth together for the second hour and talk about, well, Dad, Mom, I learned this, and son, daughter, I learned this, and how can we as a family now grow from this, and give them the time to do that during that hour session. So, 7 weeks sounds like a long commitment, and it is a long commitment, but it's a commitment to strengthening your family. And I think that, it's going to be a free program. It's not going to cost people to participate. We're going to provide the meal, and we're going to provide the opportunity for folks to strengthen their families.
And that 7 weeks turns into really a lifetime of togetherness as a family. Just makes things so much easier all the way around forever. So you need groups that are willing to partner with you and say, we want to run this program within our church, within our organization. I guess if you even could get a neighborhood together,
Sure.
How many people do you need how many families do you need?
So that's the other unique thing. We really want to work with 7 to 10 families per session.
Okay.
So, that's a nice sized group that everybody can really learn from each other, work together, benefit the most from the program. Since this is an evidence-based, research-based program, as a trained facilitator and as an educator, we call it fidelity. We want to maintain fidelity of the program, which means we want to be true to the program. We want to share all the content the same way every time with everybody, so everybody's getting the advantage to learn and grow from that. Now, there are going to be things and ideas that we share with people that people are going to say, that's not going to work for our family. And we know that. But we're going to provide so many different kinds of tools and techniques that people can pick and choose what's going to work for their family.
Something that always seems to come up, there's costs. Are there costs involved for the families? Is there costs involved for the partnering organization?
So, costs. Purdue has invested funding in this. Memorial Foundation has invested some funding in this for us so that we could be trained. And so one of the things that if the organization can help support us with providing the meal. So if we worked with a faith-based organization, if the church would be willing to provide the meal, that would help greatly. We have provided the funding to date to there's always visuals you have to have for activities and education. There's always paper and Post-it notes and flip chart papers and markers and things like that. And we have provided all those kinds of things for the program. So, basically, it would be great if we could get an organization that wanted to work with us on this, that would help sponsor the meal. But we're also willing to go and ask local vendors to help sponsor that. And we feel that this community is great about coming together for a great purpose, and we're not worried about that. We think that it'll happen. So, you know, if anybody's listening, watching this evening, and they're interested in strengthening families, give us a call at the Purdue Extension office. And, you know, we're willing to talk about how we might make that work for your families in your organization or in your church or in your school.
And this program is open to all families, not just
yes.
disadvantaged, not you know, where you are on the socioeconomic scale. It's for anybody to come together.
You know, when you think about your kids, when I think about my kids when they were in this age group, socioeconomic status, we all were experiencing the same challenges with our kids. It's about improving communication. It's about understanding as a family what we value as a family, about how we can message that to our kids, how we can better understand our kids and where they're at, and how we can support them. And you know, I think today families have unique challenges.
Yes.
I think we had challenges raising our kids. I think there's different kinds of challenges parents have today, and I think part of the challenge for parents is they didn't have to deal with that when they were younger, so it's hard for them to understand that today. So it's just a way of really, it just goes back to the title, strengthening families.
Well, and that's why it's important that this is for the family, not just the parents,
Right.
and not just the kids. It's to bring all of it together. So it's for, you know, the parents and the kids.
Right, right.
And this program is available now if somebody
Yes.
would like to partner with you. How should they contact you? What's the next step for an organization or a group that would like to be part of this?
So I can be contacted in a number of different ways. You can reach out to me at the Purdue Extension office by calling 812-482-1782. You can email me at jmdougan, that's D-O-U-G-A-N, at Purdue with a U.edu. You can come by the Extension office. We're at 1482 Executive Boulevard, just south of VUJC campus in Jasper. Or if you see me at a community event or a community program, just reach out to me and ask me, hey, I want to talk to you more about this Strengthening Families program.
And if you're a family that wants to participate, you can also call Jan and say,
Sure.
are there any going on? Or just,
Sure.
you know, keep your ear and your eyes out to find out what programs are going on.
That'd be great.
Jan, thank you very much for coming in.
Well, thanks so much for helping us get the word out about Purdue Extension and the programming that we're doing. And in Health and Human Sciences, we're all about raising kids, eating right, spending smart, and living well. And you really help us message that. So thanks, Bill.
We're glad to do it. Make sure that you take part in strengthening families by watching for this program, or maybe your organization would like to partner with the Extension Office to have this program within your organization. Thank you for watching WJTS in.form. Thanks to our guest, Jan Dougan. She is the Health and Human Sciences Educator with Purdue Extension. She is also the Director of the Purdue Extension Office in Du Bois County. Thank you. We are local people watching local people.